What's up, YouTube? Kedris here. This is my match reaction to Nottingham Forest 2, Brentford 0. Now, I'm putting this video out the day of the match because I feel like I let y'all down when I didn't put out a match preview for the Brentford game. After my little crash out over the Braga result, that was probably unfair for me not to put out a preview, but I wasn't feeling it, and if I don't feel like I'm into it, I don't think I can put out content that's good for y'all to watch. And, I'm already struggling as it is to keep it interesting. But we watched the match, we got the result. That's 3 points in the bag, and that's what I want to see. The gameplay itself was, well, just say atrocious. But we got the result with a goal from TAIWO Awoniyi. Good to see him back. And our fellow Super Saiyan, IGOR Jesus. Now, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of it. I want to say up front, I'm happy no matter what criticism I'm about to lay onto the teams and the players. I am happy with the result. I'm not happy with the style of play or the player performance, but I am happy with the result overall. And I'm still Daesh out. Let's get into it. So, this is the team that started. I myself kind of more going towards using FOTMob than SofaScore now. I recommend both the apps for anybody who wants to use them. Not sponsored, by the way. And lately, like the visual graphics for FOTMob are just kind of resonating with me better. But anyways, I digress. We move on. I'm going to start with their team so we can get into our team, and I don't have to stop and talk about other crap. They were kind of like put in a mediocre performance. They had control of the ball, a lot of the possession. They created a few opportunities, but I feel like especially when Damsgaard got injured, they kind of lost that body inside that would find the little half spaces and get the ball into the dangerous positions for other players. And I think that really showed. And I don't think, I think Jensen moved in and he had like one opportunity he created that I can remember, and the guy missed it. So, it is what it is. But, we take everything we can get. We are scrapping in a relegation battle right now. And honestly, I thought Igor Thiago, the striker I've heard so much about, would do a lot better, but he barely had a sniff of the ball. And I kind of attribute that to our kind of the return of our world-class defense. Now, moving on to our players, Sells, I don't think he had to do much. He had one save for a shot on target, and I think that was even blocked. So, yeah, he didn't really have to do much. He showed up, kicked the ball long, just like what Dice wants, and kind of had a nice coffee for the match. Aina famously had the run into the box that with the deflected cross that Igor scored from. He had a good game defensively. It felt like he was losing a lot of headers. I don't know what you want to say about that, but I feel like that was a real issue. And for me, at least, I would have switched them, Williams and Aina, at halftime, because I feel like Williams is better equipped to deal with Shada. And when Damsgaard got injured, they brought on Otaro, who's quick, and I feel like Aina would have better handled him than Williams. But, yeah, that's tactical nuance that I'm not expecting at this point. Moving into the center backs, Milinkovic, Murillo. Murillo, great defensively. He had that one no-look pass, which was insane to watch. But outside of that, his passing was dog shit. It was woeful. And actually, that's kind of the theme for the entire team today. It was really a bad passing match where we couldn't really put two passes together. And the whole first half, it kind of felt like both teams just couldn't do it. Williams, solid game. I'd say of 6, 5.5 out of 10. He kind of struggled when Otaro came on. He got between him and Murillo a couple times and got into the box. Had a really good opportunity. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like a 7 out of 10 like he normally is. It was just below that level. But like I said, I would have switched him and Aina at halftime anyways. Moving in the midfield, Sangari and Anderson. Both of them rock solid defensively. Were very good at cutting out runs that the off-the-ball Brentford players were making. I think, though, that the inability for us to create bodies to pass the ball to really affected us this match, because they would turn the ball over and then press immediately, and we just didn't seem to be able to pass the ball out of that situation. Which I went back and I watched it again, and I wanted to really say that it was because there wasn't players available for Anderson or Sengar to pass the ball to. But the truth was is that they were just kind of slow on the ball, lethargic, didn't make quick snap second decisions to pass. And what that resulted in is them being able to be crowded by 2 or 3 Brentford players and being dispossessed. And that really showed in the second half when they had a bulk of their possession, unfortunately. Honestly, my butt was puckered all the way up until we scored the second goal so it was not a good match for us, not tactically. Results wise, yes, but not tactically. Moving on to Morgan Gibbs White. He had the assist to Awoniyi, but honestly, to me, like he wasn't bad, but he just like he didn't make an impact, and that's kind of where my whole philosophy is with the whole Morgan Gibbs White thing. Is that I feel like in this day and age, a 10 is kind of like outdated. Like you need more creativity in your midfield, and I feel like if you have someone who just holds that 1-10 position, it needs to be either two reasons why. One, it's a really, really good player in a lower league competition where he can dominate the ball, or it needs to be like a world class player who just the creativity is just insane. Like Bruno Fernandez, for all the hate that he gets, is a very, very creative player and goal scorer. And I think Gibbs White doesn't even lace his boots. So I think that's why, to me, Gibbs White's position is not good or not healthy for the team. Moving on to the wingers, Nicholas Dominguez. I mean, he was asked to defend. He's not a winger. I can't judge him too harshly. He didn't really lose the ball that much. He helped out defensively. I don't know what to say, man. I don't. I don't agree with playing him on the wing. If it was me, I would probably play Dominguez in the 10, if anything, and then move like Gibbs White out to the right and Hudson-Odoi to the left instead. Putting him on the wing, just I don't know. It doesn't work offensively. Defensively, it's solid, yeah, but when you're trying to produce something, like it doesn't do anything, and that's not his fault. He's not a winger. You know, he's not even a 10, or I don't even think he's an 8. So moving into the last starter, Igor Jesus. Great goal. The cross was deflected that Aina tried to put in, and Igor took it on his right shoulder, down cleanly, first touch, pivot, and hit the ball. Like that was such an instinctive striker hit. Like it almost made me believe he was a striker. Like I was just like, mm. He had a decent performance. I would say he was more. He kind of won the ball sometimes, kind of lost the ball sometimes. Sometimes he was able to hold it up. He was kind of pretty average. I don't think he kind of won or lost against the center backs. He just kind of sometimes he won, sometimes he lost. That type of thing where it's just back and forth. And I think that was reflected really obviously in the first half, and then in the second half, like we weren't even getting the ball out to make like those long passes to the front either way, which is why Dyche for once made a good tactical decision to bring on Awoniyi. Now, do I think that tactical decision was actually tactical and instead wasn't just, oh, I need to put a big striker on? Maybe I'm giving him too little credit, but Mario Hutchinson was the first one to come on. He came on for Nicholas Dominguez, Callum Hudson-Odoi, then switched to the left side. And from there, we kind of just lost the game. And it wasn't really the wingers' fault. They were showing themselves. They were making runs. It was just kind of like Anderson and Sangare would get the ball or like would make a pass into Gibbs White, and all three of them was just losing the ball, couldn't put a pass together, was taking too long to make the decisions. And I think if Brentford would have been just a little bit more on their game, they probably would have won this match. But they were just a little off. And sometimes in the Premier League, you know, the difference between 5% is huge in results. But Hutchinson, he had a couple opportunities. Mostly he was just provided energy and running. He helped press. He put in one cross, which I think was just a little too high. But overall, I mean, he came on and did all right. Awoniyi, Big T, got the goal, which was hilarious. I've said, and Paul knows this on Discord, Awoniyi's attributes, the things he's best at, is running in behind and being like physical. If you're not allowing him to do that, then he's not very good. And what you saw in that half was him being physical. The center backs, when he came on, he dominated every battle he had with each of those center backs, which was Collins and then Sepp Vandenberg when IGOR came off with an injury. And it kind of showed. He got a goal, first one he scored in over a year. Got the ball into the line, pushed Collins off of him. When he got into the box, he lost control of the ball. He lost control and was like looking for it. And Coyote just fucking slides past him. I'm sitting there on the like watching this, and I'm like, are we trying out for a dance musical here? What's going on? Because I want you sitting here like looking for it, and Coyote's just like sliding on past. And then he looked, obviously he got control of the ball. Coyote's tackle missed. Collins was still on the ground. So he just looks up, sees Kelleher, and was just like, oh, pop. Just a little, with his boot. Amazing how much you can score with your boot, you know? All right. And then, Morato came on for like, what was it? Like 3 minutes of injury time, so like 6 minutes. But he just did a kind of like a Nuno-esque kind of appearance, just kind of shirt up the back. I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I can't really judge him. He didn't do shit. Anyways, so that's the players. Moving on to the manager. I think the only good thing I can say is that we won the game, and the Awoniyi substitution was exactly what was needed. Have to give the manager props when he's due props. He did do those two things correctly. The problem is that the way we're playing is so dead. Like just looking at the 34% possession against Brentford. The same Brentford we absolutely dominated the first time we played them. I mean, it's just to see how far we've fallen is just insane. So we got a match this week against Farron Var. I can't say it. It's Farron something, but it's in the Europa League. They're 7th in the table. I expect us to come out and put in on B team, as seen by Sean Dyche not giving a shit against Braga. If any of you are wondering, the reason that Luca didn't play in this match is because he couldn't get registered in time. So that's why he wasn't on the bench either. Where do we go from here? I think at this point we have to accept that Sean Dyche is going to be here till the summer. If you haven't accepted that reality yet, then you're just coping. So I'm not a Dyche guy, but I have accepted that he will be here. Unless he puts us in the bottom 3, he will be here until the summer. And then he has to go. Outside of that, got an episode of Deep Root Shallow Takes coming out tomorrow. I did it on Tuesday this week or last week, but Skippy wants to do it on Monday, so we're going to do it Monday. Look forward to that. I'm hoping to kind of make it a little bit less awkward, I guess. We'll hopefully talk some more ball. The first episode was more of an intro than anything. But hey, that's my match reaction. We'll see how this European thing goes, but expect some content this week. Should be good. And if you haven't already, hit a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I haven't been getting many comments lately, which makes me sad, because then I have to go on X and banter with a bunch of other people. So please, man, give me a comment with your thoughts. And as always, come on, you Reds!